So welcome everyone to the annual awards ceremony. My name is Gordon Griffith, and I am your Executive Director of the Canadian Meteorological and Oceanographic Society. Bienvenue à tous à la cérémonie annuelle de remise des prix. Je m'appelle Gordon Griffith et je suis le directeur général de la Société canadienne de météorologie et oceanographie. As a visitor on this land, I would like to begin by acknowledging that I am located on the traditional and unceded territory of three Indigenous communities, the Anishinaabe, Mohawk, and Algonquin. I invite everyone to reflect on the Indigenous communities where you are located on this great turtle island. Je vous invite tous à considérer les communautés indigènes où vous vous trouvez sur cette grande île de la Tortue. Please join me first in paying tribute to the members of the scientific community who have left us over the past year. They were colleagues, peers, mentors, and some of them were those giants who simply by standing on their shoulders today enable us to continue advancing our science. Pourriez-vous joindre à moi pour rendre hommage aux membres de la communauté scientifique qui nous ont quittés au cours de l'année écoulée? Ils étaient des collègues, des pairs, des mentors, et certains d'entre eux étaient ces géants qui simplement, en se tenant sur vos épaules aujourd'hui, nous permettent de continuer à faire progresser notre science. So this is the agenda for the next little while. We'll start with the presentation of the Parsons Medal, la médaille Parsons. Diane Johnston will be presenting. Diane Johnston a passé 31 ans en environnement et changement climatique Canada, dont la plupart au service météorologique du Canada. Diane a rejoint Pêche et Océan Canada en 2021 et elle est actuellement directrice de la direction des sciences oceaniques. Diane Johnston spent 31 years in Environment and Climate Change Canada, most of which with the Meteorological Service of Canada. Diane joined Fisheries and Oceans Canada in 2021 and is currently the director of the Ocean Science Branch. Welcome, Diane. You can make your presentation.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me and see me okay?
Perfect.
Wonderful, thank you. Good afternoon, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, bonjour, chers invités, mesdames et messieurs. C'est un très grand plaisir d'être ici parmi vous aujourd'hui. I would like to begin by extending my sincere thanks to the chair of the CMOS Local Arrangements Committee, Pat McCarthy, and the chair of the Scientific Programming Committee, Peter Jackson, and their respective teams for organizing today's event, as well as to the CMOS president, Serge Desjardins. Fisheries and Oceans has maintained a very beneficial relationship with CMOS, and our participation in this annual event always provides inspiration and admiration for all the people who have put so much effort and creativity into their work. As introduced, my name is Diane Johnston, and I am the Director of Ocean Science Branch at DFO. It is my great pleasure to be here today on behalf of the Assistant Deputy Minister of Ecosystems and Ocean Science at Fisheries and Oceans Canada, to present the Timothy R. Parsons Award. This is a very special award which is given to a person in the ocean science community who truly stands apart in terms of their distinguished accomplishments and the contributions they have made in their field. I'd like to thank all of you for making the time to be here today to join me in acknowledging the achievements of a scientist who has exemplified the ideals which this award represents. The Parsons Award commemorates the work of Dr. Timothy Parsons, who has had a distinguished career as a researcher with the Fisheries Research Board of Canada, as a university professor, a mentor, and a broadly read author. He was the recipient of 4 honorary doctorate degrees from the universities in Canada and Japan, and currently holds the position of Professor Emeritus at the University of British Columbia. He was regarded around the world as a major contributor to the development of biological oceanography and is personally responsible for many of the standard analytical models used in the field. The Parsons Award is presented annually for this distinguished accomplishments in multidisciplinary facets of ocean sciences while working for Canadian institutions or for the benefit of Canadian science. It is presented to a person to recognize their excellence during their lifetime or for a recent outstanding achievement, both equally eligible. All applicants are evaluated by a committee of their peers, and it was my distinct pleasure to chair the adjudication committee for this year. The nominees are evaluated based on a set of defined criteria, including the significance of their ideas and contributions to ocean sciences, the impact and influence of their work that it's had on Canadian marine science, leadership demonstrated through teaching and mentoring, and the program disciplinary and interdisciplinary leadership activities that they have been involved with. This year's recipient is a distinguished coastal and estuary ecologist that has dedicated their career to conducting fundamental and innovative research in fisheries ecology that has not only advanced ecological theory, but has filled a significant gap for management agencies, both nationally and internationally. This esteemed scientist, his work has been pivotal in quantifying how individual populations and communities respond to environmental and anthropogenic changes, with particular emphasis on communicating groundbreaking results with the public and management agencies. There is no doubt that this year's recipient has made significant contributions to his field of research, and that the benefits of his work have extended beyond the university and government career to the ocean science community at large, both in Canada and internationally. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the 2024 recipient of the Timothy R. Parsons Award is Dr. Francis Juanes. Dr. Juanes is a biology professor at the University of Victoria, where he specializes in the behavior, ecology, and evolution of fishes and marine invertebrates. It was stated in his letters for nomination that Dr. Juanes constantly brought fresh and new ideas to his research and creativity applied to his work, which has led to very significant and impressive contributions in his field. These comments also illustrate his multidisciplinary contributions to ocean science through publications, citations, awards, and mentorship throughout his career. On behalf of Fisheries and Oceans Canada, it gives me great pleasure to present Dr. Francis Juanes with the 2024 Timothy R. Parsons Award for Excellence in Multidisciplinary Ocean Sciences. Please join me in congratulating him for his outstanding work and for his contributions he has made to ocean science in Canada and internationally. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane, for that wonderful introduction. And thank you all for being here. Good afternoon, bonjour, and buenas tardes. I'm joining you for a break during a break in a workshop on Pacific salmon and climate change, very appropriate topic, but I'm sitting in the lobby of the hotel and there's a strike next door, so I might get a little noisy, but I'll be quick. So I want to say that I am humbled and honored to be this year's recipient of the Timothy Parsons Medal. I'm humbled that I'm now part of a list of very distinguished oceanographers and ecologists. I did get the chance to meet Tim a few times, and so I'm particularly honored to receive an award in his name. I would like to thank the selection committee and all of my fellow nominees, as well as DFO for sponsoring the award. I could talk about my work all day and all night, but I think instead I'll use my time on this virtual podium to acknowledge those that have helped me get here. But first, I want to acknowledge the Lekwungen and the Wasanic peoples for preserving the land that I live on, and importantly, the waters surrounding Vancouver Island, where I do most of my work now. It's important to remember how critical these coastal waters have been for generations, including ourselves. It's no coincidence that the word Lekwungen means a place to smoke herring. Pacific herring are one of the most important species in our waters, as they are arguably the most abundant forage fish that other larger fishes and marine mammals depend on. And yet, surprisingly, we know so little about them. Next, I'd like to thank my family, my spouse, Nina, our son, Cisco. They keep me grounded, fed, sane, and most importantly, loved. I depend on them every day. My parents, who passed away a few years ago, both left school at age 14. Despite that lack of formal education, they believed in the power of education for the next generation. They also instilled the importance of work ethic and discipline to their children. So I really appreciate that. My mentors have been vital to any success I've had, however. My first mentor, Bill Leggett, then at McGill, was inspirational and ironically wrote me one of the letters supporting my application, even though he is long retired. He also wrote me a letter to get into grad school that, as I remember, was the most detailed letter my master's advisor had ever got. I must also add that as much as I learned from Bill and members of his lab, including Ken Frank, another Parsons Medal winner, I still only got a C grade from Bill at McGill, my lowest grade there, but perhaps I learned a lot nonetheless. Another important mentor in those days was Rob Peters, an eminent freshwater ecologist. He instilled in me the love of mining data from the literature to test hypotheses, and also to every so often take a step back from the details to take a broader perspective on science. I still assign his philosophical writings to my students. My master's advisor, Brian Hartwick, gave me the space I needed at that time to really decide whether Korean science was what I wanted to do. I was doing a parallel, unofficial degree in film studies, and for a long time was undecided about the path ahead. My PhD supervisor, David Conover, was quite the opposite. He pushed me to succeed from day one, and it is from him that I learned any leadership skills I may have. My postdoc experience was short, but my supervisor, Carl Walters, another award winner, inspired me to tackle difficult and often controversial projects. And my many colleagues, first at UMass and then at UVic, and the many scientists at NOAA and DFO, who have been excellent collaborators and have helped me in getting projects funded and completed. They have also presented excellent examples of what a successful career in a government agency looks like. And hence, many of my students have gone in that direction instead of academia. And finally, a huge thank you to all my current and former students and postdocs. Mentoring students is the most rewarding part of what I do by far, but also the hardest. Students do most of the work these days, but they keep me intellectually fresh and allow me to learn new things every day. They are my greatest legacy. So thanks to all. I'm humbled and honored at being here.
Very good. Thank you very much, Diane, and congratulations again, Francis. Maintenant, la médaille Patterson du Service météorologique du Canada sera décernée. Madame Cécile Tioé, sous-ministre adjointe du Service météorologique du Canada, va faire la présentation. Céline Tioé a été nommée sous-ministre adjointe du Service météorologique du Canada en janvier 2024. Cécile est également co-championne de la diversité, de l'inclusion et de l'équité en matière d'emploi pour le département. Cécile COA was appointed as Assistant Deputy Minister of Meteorological Service of Canada in January 2024. Cécile is also the co-champion for diversity, inclusion, and employment equity for their department. Please proceed, Deputy Minister, Assistant Minister.
Thanks, Gordon, and good afternoon to everyone who's joining us this afternoon. I'm really happy to be here with you. I'm new to the community, so it's my pleasure to be joining you for this event. I would also like to start by saying thank you to CMOS and the Congress organizers for creating this opportunity to bring together many people who are passionate about the subject of weather, oceans, and climate sciences, and to meet and learn from each other. It is my great pleasure and honor to be presenting the Patterson Medal. La médaille Patterson pour service distingué est décernée chaque année par Environnement et Changement climatique Canada pour rendre hommage à des Canadiens pour leurs services distingués dans le domaine de la météorologie. Ce prix est nommé en l'honneur de M. John Patterson, un éminent météorologue qui a occupé les fonctions de directeur du Service météorologique du Canada de 2029 à 2046. Aujourd'hui, j'ai le privilège de vous présenter le récipiendaire de la médaille Patterson pour service distingué de cette année, le Dr. Kent Moore. La découverte des travaux du Dr. Moore dans le cadre des processus de sélection a été fascinante, car il couvre une gamme impressionnante de sujets et de disciplines. Ayant publié plus de 200 articles évalués par des pairs dans des revues spécialisées de premier plan, les recherches perspicaces, créatives et novatrices du Dr. Moore ont façonné notre compréhension des systèmes météorologiques et climatiques aux latitudes nordiques et en haute altitude. From his discovery of wind systems known as tip jets on the steep topography of Greenland, his analysis of climate patterns found in a Mount Logan ice core sample, his contributions to the discovery of phytoplankton blooms caused by thinning sea ice in the Arctic, and to the groundbreaking research at the interface of weather and high altitude human physiology, Dr. Moore is certainly deserving of the Patterson Medal. These pioneering contributions to meteorology and climatology were recognized enthusiastically by his peers across leading Canadian and international institutions, including the University of Toronto's Department of Physics, McGill University's Department of Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Yale University, the Scripps Institution of Oceanography at the University of California, San Diego, and the Altitude Research Center at the University of Colorado, and the International Arctic Research Center at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. As well as being a preeminent researcher in his fields, Dr. Moore is also a sought-after climate and environmental communicator and an inspiring mentor, having supervised numerous undergraduate research students, 16 master's students, 16 PhD students, and 14 postdoctoral fellows, many of whom are in attendance today and will certainly go on to do incredible things in their careers. On behalf of Environment Canada and the Meteorological Service of Canada, it is my great pleasure, Dr. Moore, to present to you the Patterson Distinguished Service Medal. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Moore for this distinction.
Thank you, Cécile. It is really a singular honor to be recognized with the 2023 Patterson Medal and to be included in the impressive list of past awardees. Thank you very much. I want to thank my colleague and mentor, Professor Dick Pelche, who nominated me for this award. Dick is a former Patterson Medal winner, and he took a very young and very green PhD student and showed him the way to do excellent research. So thank you very much, Dick. I also want to thank other mentors of mine, including Sukio Manabe and Isidoro Orlansky, who I had the privilege of working with during my PhD. And again, they showed me the way to do really excellent research. I also want to thank the individuals who wrote letters of supporting my nomination, as well as the nomination committee for all their hard work. I have many amazing collaborators I've worked with, as well as many amazing students, and I want to thank them all for their work has contributed to the research that is being recognized today. I also want to acknowledge the support and love of my amazing family, especially my wife, Jane, who is the love of my life, my best friend, and my most ardent supporter. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Finally, I'm blessed with 3 wonderful grandchildren, Gemma, Grayson, and Philippe, with another one on the way. My passion for communicating the impact of climate change is motivated by the hope that my actions can, in some way, minimize future impacts, allowing my grandchildren's generation to inherit an Earth which is as wonderful and amazing as that Earth that my generation inherited from my grandparents. So again, thank you very much for this award.
Thank you, Dr. Moore, and congratulations again. And Cécile, thank you for making the presentation. We will now move on to the presenting of the CMOS undergraduate scholarships. Les bourses d'études des premiers cycles de la SCMO sont attribuées aux étudiants qui présentent une demande alors qu'ils sont dans leur avant-dernière année de baccalauréat dans une université canadienne et qui, au cours de leur dernière année, suivront au moins 4 demi-cours en météorologie, oceanographie, limnologie, hydrologie ou climatology. The CMOS undergraduate scholarships are awarded to students applying while in their prenuptial undergraduate year at any Canadian university who, in their final year, will be taking 4 or more half courses in meteorology, oceanography, limnology, hydrology, or climatology. This year, there are 3 recipients, and I will invite each of you to say a few words following your announcement. So the value of these scholarships is $2,000 towards their 4th year studies. The first recipient is Maylin Kea from McGill University, studying a Bachelor of Science in Atmospheric Science. Please, if you want to unmute and say a few words.
Hello, sorry. Hi, I'm Maylin. I'm very honored to receive this undergraduate scholarship and to be here with all of you to share the occasion. Really huge thanks to CMOS for the recognition. It does mean a lot to me, especially, the scholarship. It's not just about the financial support. It's a great reminder that hard work and passion pay off, and I'm excited to continue in my studies, dive deeper into atmospheric science. There's just so much happening in the field right now. There's a lot to learn, and I'm eager to give back to the CMOS community as much as I can. I'm really thrilled to be a part of it. So again, thank you for the honor, and I can't wait to see what comes next.
Thank you. Congratulations. The second recipient is Nicole Boyd from the University of Northern British Columbia, studying a Bachelor of Science in Geography.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Boyd, and I'm an undergraduate at UNBC. I'll be completing my Bachelor of Science in Geography this coming year. I'm joining you from the John Prince Research Forest, and I apologize if my connection is a bit spotty. I would like to sincerely thank you for granting me the scholarship. It is a huge honor to be chosen and to receive it. And I'm currently, as I mentioned, at the John Prince Research Forest doing field work, and I'm also working for Environment Canada as an areological observer. This scholarship will assist me as I complete my program, and I thank you again for this incredible honor.
Great, thank you very much. Third recipient is Kwan Ki Jerry Wong from the University of British Columbia, studying a Bachelor of Science, combined major in oceanography and biology, and a minor in urban studies.
Thank you very much, Gordon. It is my honor to receive the CMOS undergraduate scholarship for this year. And first, I'd like to thank CMOS for awarding me the scholarship. It means a lot to me for my work as well as financially. And I would also like to express my gratitude towards Dr. Brian Hunt from the Institute for Oceans and Fisheries at UBC, as well as Dr. Mariam Musavi from the Department of Zoology and Botany at UBC for their continuous support and recommending me for the award. And throughout my journey, university journey at UBC on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people as a student at, studying oceanography, I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity to take a course with Dr. Hunt as well as help out in the pelagic ecosystem labs at UBC and giving me opportunities for exposure for urban oceans as well as coastal ecosystems. I would also like to thank Dr. Musavi again for her encouragement in supporting my learning in molecular biology, which is, I think it's a key door for us to better understand marine organisms through genomics. I would also like to thank researchers and staff at Project Seahorse at UBC Institute for Oceans and Fisheries, particularly researcher Roshni Mangar, Dr. Amanda Vincent, Dr. Sarah Foster, and Gina Besvier, where in this lab, I have gained lots of knowledge for advancing marine conservation, as well as learning the tools for developing good marine policies for conservation and protection efforts. Last but not least, I would also like to thank my family, friends, as well as professors and mentors of mine from near and far for their guidance and support. And with my coastal scientific knowledge, as well as this acknowledgement from CMOS, I hope to focus my future work in connecting cities and oceans and understanding how anthropologic impacts in marine ecosystem is changing our cities and oceans. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Jerry. Congratulations. Next, the CMOS, the Weather Network Scholarship, is awarded annually to a student in her penuptial year of study in atmospheric sciences at a Canadian university who plans to pursue a career in meteorology. La bourse SCMO Meteorological est décernée chaque année à une étudiante dans son avant-dernière année d'études en sciences atmosphériques à une université canadienne qui prévoit se diriger vers une carrière dans le domaine de la météorologie. Cette année, le bénéficiaire est Carole-Anne Veilleux de l'Université du Québec à Montréal. Elle étude un baccalauréat en sciences de la Terre et de l'atmosphère, météo et climat. Félicitations, Carole-Anne.
D'abord, merci d'être là d'abord et justement de remettre cette bourse. Au-delà du support financier, c'est aussi toujours gratifiant de voir que nos efforts sont reconnus. Puis aussi de voir que cette bourse justement qui s'adresse aux femmes en sciences, c'est grandement apprécié. Il faut dire que j'ai quand même la chance d'être dans un milieu à l'université où autant mes collègues que mes professeurs me soutiennent dans ce que je fais. Donc, c'est quand même une chance. Mais donc, merci beaucoup. C'est toujours motivant pour la suite. Et voilà. Donc, merci au comité de sélection, à Meteorological, mais aussi à la CMOS.
Merci. Félicitations. Now we'll move on to the CMOS Awards. Le prix Tertia MCUs pour l'étudiant diplômé sont décernés à des étudiants diplômés qui sont ou sont été dans les 16 mois précédents, la date limite de nomination, inscrits dans une université canadienne ou à des étudiants canadiens inscrits dans une université étrangère pour des contributions particulières méritoires. The Tertia M.C. Hughes Graduate Student Prizes are awarded to graduate students who are or were within 16 months of preceding the nomination deadline, registered at a Canadian university, or Canadian students registered at a foreign university for contributions of special merit. There are two prizes being awarded today. First, to Liang Liang, I apologize for the pronunciation, for his excellent thesis titled Constraining Climate Model Projections of 21st Century Global and Regional Warming from the University of Victoria. Oh, yes.
Hi, I'm Yong Xiaoliang. I'm now research scientist at Environment Canada. Thanks for this honor from the committee. Also thanks to my supervisors. As a former PhD student, I know how rare it is to find the exceptional mentors. I'm incredibly fortunate to have been jointly mentored by Dr. Nathan Gillett, a research scientist from Environment Canada, and Dr. Adam Monahan, professor at University of Victoria. Over these 4 years, I have learned a lot, not only the knowledge, but also how to think and solve problems, so which will benefit my long-term research. I also thanks to my family, also thanks to my wife, Amy. Thank you all. So thanks.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again. Our second winner is Tyler Winzenberg for his excellent thesis entitled Improving Our Understanding of Arctic Tropospheric Pollution Through Measurements and Models from the University of Toronto. Tyler?
Thanks, Gordon. I'm extremely honored to receive this award. For me, my PhD was an extremely rewarding experience, and it was greatly enhanced by my involvement with CMOS. The first poster presentation I ever actually gave was at the 2019 CMOS Congress in Montreal, and for me, it was a very important step in my professional and academic journey. I'm now based out of the Netherlands, where I work on evaluating nitrogen emissions, but I really hope to remain in touch with the society. My thesis work would not have been possible without the support of my supervisor, Kimberly Strong, as well as my committee members, Dylan Jones and Kaylee Walker. So I'd like to extend a special thank you to them. I'd also like to thank the selection committee and those who are willing to write letters of support for me, including my external examiner, Claire Murphy from the University of Wollongong. I'd also like to express my gratitude to all of those who are involved in keeping our instruments running and in the collection of our vital atmospheric data in the high Arctic at our site in Eureka, Nunavut. This includes our site manager, Pierre Fogal, as well as our on-site operators and all of the graduate students and postdocs who came before me. Without their contributions, we wouldn't have this long time series of important data, and my work would not have been possible. So also thank you once again for this award. It's truly an honor for me.
Thank you, Tyler. Congratulations. Now we're moving on to the J.P. Tully Medal in Oceanography. La médaille J.P. Tully en Oceanographie est décernée à toute personne dont les contributions scientifiques ont eu un impact significatif sur l'océanographie canadienne. Le comité des prix et récompenses a pris la liberté d'élargir la définition à toute personne ou groupe cette année. The J.P. Tully Medal in Oceanography is awarded to any person whose scientific contributions have had a significant impact on Canadian oceanography. The Prizes and Awards Committee took the liberty of expanding the definition this year to any person or group. Cette année, le prix est décerné à l'équipe de la plateforme téléopérée pour les sciences océaniques, ROPOS, pour avoir fait découvrir les grands fonds à la communauté scientifique canadienne pendant des décennies. Ils sont des leaders internationaux dans le domaine de la science de les grands fonds. The J.P. Tully Medal in Oceanography Award this year goes to the remotely operated Platform for Ocean Sciences team for bringing the deep sea to the Canadian science community for decades through many innovations to overcome technical challenges in research operations on the seafloor, thus enabling them to become international leaders in deep sea science. The impact of the team to the Canadian field of oceanography is remarkable and indisputable. I believe there may be a number of the team members present today. I invite one to say a few words on behalf of the team.
Hi, my name is Keith Shepard, and I'm the general manager of the ROPOS team. And it is a team award, so I have to acknowledge all the other people involved that have helped us get to where we are. And it's also been a collaboration with the scientific community we work with. We've started with basically a poor vehicle and poor funding in 1986 and evolved over time with very little government funding, but support from the users to build it to the system it is today, which is basically world-leading, really reliable, internationally used, basically around the world. We just came back from Mauritius this morning. So thank you for the nominating committee, putting our names forward. And again, the users, it's been a collaboration with the scientific community that trusted us to help them and get us to where we are. It's just been an honor to work with them. And you know, we built something really special, I think, and we're going to carry on with that in the future. So thank you very much to everybody.
Thanks a lot. Maintenant, on va passer les contrôles à M. Serge Desjardins, le président de CSMO, à présenter les prix du président de la CSMO.
Merci, vous m'entendez bien?
Oui.
Parfait. I would like to begin to acknowledging that I am located in Halifax, Chebucto, which means Great Harbor, and is located in the Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Je vous présente cette partie de la cérémonie de la capitale de la Nouvelle-Écosse, Halifax, ou Chebucto, qui veut dire Grand Havre dans la langue Mi'kmaq. Et I would like to wear my hat. So to actually thank very much the organizer of this Congress, which are in the Western provinces. So that's why I'm wearing this this Western hat. Thank you very much for your work. And we have an expression in French, we say chapeau, which means good work, congratulations. And since it seems to be good on me, I'll keep it. OK. Le prix du président est décerné à un ou plusieurs membres de la société pour un article ou un livre récent d'une valeur particulière dans les domaines de la météorologie ou de l'océanographie. S'il s'agit d'un article, celui-ci doit avoir été accepté pour publication dans Atmosphère Océan, dans le bulletin de la SCMO ou dans une autre revue à comité de lecture. The President Prize is awarded to a society member or member for a recent paper or book of special merit in the fields of meteorology or oceanography. If for a paper, that paper must have been accepted for publication in Atmosphere Ocean to the CMOS Bulletin or another referee journal. There are two separate recipients this year. The first is awarded to Katja Fennell for her 2019 paper, Biochemical Controls on Coastal Hypoxia, published in Annual Review of Marine Science. Dr. Fennell's paper provides an important and understandable overview, whether the audience is student, manager, or expert in the field. It is remarkable in showing a much higher level of synthesizes and integration than usual review. Alors, j'invite Katja à offrir quelques mots, s'il veut. Can say a few words, Katja, if you want.
Oh, thank you very much, Sergio. I really appreciate it. I also want to acknowledge that I'm joining from Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I'm really honored and appreciative of this recognition by my peers. I want to thank my nominator and the supporters of my nomination, my co-author, Jeremy Testa. He's a brilliant colleague, and I had immense pleasure working with him. And I want to take the opportunity to acknowledge the contributions of countless students and colleagues. And that includes students and colleagues that I worked with directly, but also many who I've never even met. This paper is a review, so it provides a synthesis of a massive, painstaking amount of work that was accomplished by countless researchers, those that are engaged in ocean observations, who, not only do they acquire the funding to go out to sea and make the measurements, but then also disseminate and share with the rest of the community. And also researchers who develop models for the research community to use. I'm a member of the ROMS modeling community, the Regional Ocean Modeling System. There are other community models out there. And really, it's this selfless work of many people in the community in making the results of their work available as open source codes, free for anyone to use and modify, that allow us to really provide syntheses like the ones that Jeremy and I provided in this paper. So I want to acknowledge that and share this recognition with everyone who contributed to this. And I want to thank you again very much.
Okay, merci et félicitations, Katja. The second is awarded to William Aish, sorry for the pronunciation of your family name, for his 2023 textbook Introduction to Environmental Data Science, published by Cambridge University Press. Dr. Aish book has already gathered devoted follower because it demystifies complex concepts and techniques, making them accessible to a wide audience. So, William, if you want to give say a few words, you're welcome.
Okay, yes, this is William Xie. So I am very honored to receive this award. So I thank the awards committee and my nominators to make this possible. I wasn't expecting this because back in 1999, the CMOS Awards Committee gave me the President's Prize once. So this is the second time, but it's a long time later. So my give a little bit of background. So I did my PhD at UBC, got my PhD in 1981 from Lawrence Mysak. And then I did some postdoc and I went back to UBC. So much of my career was in UBC. I supervised many very brilliant postdocs and graduate students. And it was in fact one of my research associates who pointed out to me this new thing called neural networks in artificial intelligence or machine learning. And so I got interested and I decided to gamble. I've gambled my entire career on this very strange thing at that time. And it turned out to be a good gamble. And in 2009, I wrote my first book, Machine Learning Methods in the Environmental Sciences, Cambridge University Press. And so that was a milestone. I then decided to retire early. By the time I hit my early 60s, I got interested in organic gardening, like growing my own vegetables. And I could not really do this in Vancouver because I'll be eating the world's most expensive vegetables. So I decided to move to Victoria so I can get a little bit more land and work on that. But when I moved to Victoria, I could not really supervise graduate students anymore. So I decided I still have some years left. Maybe I could find another use for my time. So the idea came to me that I should really rewrite another book, write a new book on machine learning and with statistical methods, because the two are actually interconnected. So I wrote this new book, Introduction to Environmental Data Science. So data science is the bigger body having two components, machine learning and statistics. So sort of yin and yang. So it's a balance of yin and yang was my idea. And so I hope this book will be of use to future graduate students and researchers interested in machine learning and statistics kind of methods. Thank you.
Thank you, William, and good luck with your garden too.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna say a list of prize and award. Andrew Thompson Prize in Applied Meteorology, Neil G. Campbell Award for Exceptional Volunteer Service, Rubinstein Medal in Operational Meteorology, François G. Saucier Prize in Applied Meteorology, Roger Daly Postdoctoral Publication Award. Unfortunately, these prize and award had no nomination this year, and a few of them, it's been a few years actually that they don't have nomination. I'm gonna give you a trick that I gave last year at the banquet to have nomination for these prize. Some people ask to nominate them. And if people doesn't nominate them, then we're not able to give these prizes to people. And a few people who receive actually most of people who actually receive nomination this evening, they actually thank the people that nominate them and say thank you to have give my nomination, and also found some support letter, etc. It's not that much work. If you think already about someone who say, okay, oh, this person should actually receive an award. So if you think about this, probably you should start the process yourself and find a team if it's necessary to find actually enough support so that this person will have nomination. I did actually this work for a few people, and that's the key thing. People ask to nominate, start a file to nominate these people, submit them, and then after that, a committee will look at that. But if there is no nomination, we end up just giving a list of these important prize. And I cannot imagine, every time I see this situation, I cannot imagine that we don't have candidate. It's not because we don't have candidate that should have this prize that we don't actually give nomination for these prizes. And I'm just thinking also the work that we're doing and the importance of the science in these time. And it's a way to actually thank people of what they're doing. So if you don't want that I say that again next year, let's work on nominating people for these prizes. Might take a little bit longer. Give make the reception not the reception the reception a little bit longer, but I think it's worth it. So that's a challenge I send you, that next year we have a nomination for all these prizes. Thank you. So we're going to go to the Student Poster Prize. They are awarded to 3 people. So we had 13 student posters that were judged. I was part of the committee to select these posters, so I can give you just very briefly the criteria. We had basically first category was the visual appeal, so how looks the poster, because a poster is really a visual things, and we were giving points on that. The content, obviously, the content of the scientific content, the way it was actually put in the poster. So we judged this. And the final one was the presentation. We were hoping that it was not just like looking a poster, but having also a kind of idea how the student will present the poster. So we had a category called presentation. Unfortunately, well, we were asking 2 minutes presentation from the student, like a video that the judge will look at and also judge, give some score on it. Unfortunately, not all people did that, so we decided just to give bonus of this part. But I think it's important, even if it's a Congress in person, it's difficult. We want to give this prizes for sure, but it's difficult to find a way to interact, score the interaction with the presenter of the poster, and we thought this way was a nice way to do it, the 2 minutes. So next year, if depending if they decide to use this criteria, so I encourage the student that give this the presentation, if it's actually asked to do the 2 minutes, it's probably a good idea to do it. And all those who've done it, they've done a very good job. Congratulations. So the 3 posters are on the impact of the latent heat release on the accumulated freezing rain at the surface. Susan Basnet from Université du Québec à Montréal, it's awarded the Pelmorex Meteorology Poster Award. Congratulations, Sujan.
Hi, so I'm Susan Basnet, currently doing PhD in atmospheric sciences at UQAM. I would like to thank the organizers at the CMOS for the acknowledgement. It's truly an honor to me. I would like to thank my supervisor, Julie Perrault, for all the help with my research work. Thank you.
Thank you. The second prize, Global Lightning Prediction with Ensemble Decision 3, trained on a large data set from Jerry Sue of University of Waterloo, awarded the CMOS Congress Student Poster Prize. If you're there, Jerry, you can say a few words.
Oh, okay. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay. Hi, my name is Minglong Jerry Su. I'm an undergraduate computer science student studying at the University of Waterloo. And with the short amount of time I have, I just really like to thank my collaborators, Dominique Brunet, Mateusz Tazarek, John Henesiak, and Robert Crawford. They assisted me and educated me in meteorology, which allowed me to apply different data science as well as machine learning techniques, such as gradient boosting trees, to make all of this possible. And I thank them for the consistent comments and feedbacks that helped me to make this poster possible. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much. The final one is the characteristic of 3 exceptional atmospheric rivers impacting British Columbia's Nechaco River Basin. It's Bruno Sorbral, University of Northern British Columbia. He's awarded the CMOS Congress Student Poster Prize. So Bruno, if you're there.
Hi, Serge. This is Stefan Deary. I think Bruno had to pick up his daughter at school, so he apologizes for not being available for this presentation, but he thanks, obviously, the Society and the judges for the poster competition. He really appreciated the opportunity to present an online poster, given he's based in Brazil right now. And so thank you so much. He really appreciates this, and thanks, everyone. Merci beaucoup à la Société d'avoir donné ce prix pour cette affiche à Bruno Sobral, étudiant au doctorat à UMBC. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Merci, Steven, de l'avoir représenté.
Merci.
And my part is almost over. I would like to thank actually the participant of this award ceremony. We're 74 now, but we reached 100 at the beginning. So thank you very much. I think it gave also it show actually to the people who received the prize that it's an important part of recognition of your work that you've done during the year or over the past year. Thank you very much. And I will let Gordon close the ceremony.
And again, just congratulations to all the recipients today. And I hope that everyone has been enjoying the Congress so far. There is always a survey available to gain your feedback and comments on how things went. Links are which can be found on the homepage of the Event Mobi site. So thanks again for participating. I was really overwhelmed by the number of participants. I thought that was fantastic to those that were receiving, but also colleagues and friends. So enjoy the rest of your evening and the last day of Congress tomorrow. Thanks again for joining.
Merci tout le monde. À demain.
Thank you.
Merci.